Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Dinner Bros podcast. I got my guy here with me.
Carlicioso.
Are you gonna let me hang it again?
My bad, brother. My bad. I always forget.
It's all good. And we also have our very special guest here, Miss Jolie Kostiuk. Today we're going to be talking about, does the guy need to make it more obvious while initiating, right? Hopefully a relationship. But before we get into that, Miss Jolie, can you kind of give us a little bit of your background, your story, how you got to be in Nashville?
Please do.
Yeah, so I've been in Nashville for about 2.5 years. Moved here from Orange County, California. During COVID, kind of just packed up and drove over here, probably like a majority of the transplants.
Right, so you were part of the Great California Exodus.
Yes, the Great California Movement.
Spiking these prices up.
Yeah.
Yes, but also the quality. Thank you.
Hey, the quality, yeah.
Hey, you're right about that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so yeah, I did that 2.5 years ago. Didn't have a job, apartment, friends, anyone here. Walked into a downtown bar, grabbed a job, and then now I'm in the spirits industry. So pretty exciting, pretty good.
Okay, so
loved it so far.
So why Nashville though?
No reason. I visited Nashville for the first time like March 2021. It was like my college graduation from 2019, like my present for my family.
Right.
And then COVID happened, and then raids and all types of things. My family was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have a zombie apocalypse." So
you were one of those families.
Yeah. Well, no.
It's all good if you were. Yeah, that's all good.
No, we're not doomsday preppers, but it's like every time we tried coming to Nashville, something insane happened. And then finally in March 2021, we came down here and I fell in love with the city. I like had my first job interviews while I was here on vacation because I was like, I'm moving to Nashville.
Right.
And then that was March 2021 and I was fully moved in July 1st, 2021.
Okay. So what about the city, right? Once you got here, you said that's kind of, I guess, irregular is the word I'm looking for, right? Kind of abnormal when you get here and you're visiting for the first time. You're actually having job interviews.
Yeah.
So what about the city made you say, you know what, I'm sold, not want to look at anything else? Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it was really big because coming from Orange County and like the city I was in, it was so amazing and beautiful and just like, I mean, people like move from other states to go where I left, which is crazy. But
Right.
I left during COVID. It was like illegal to walk on the beach. I would get tickets left and right for just like a daily walk,
You don't
which
have
is
that
crazy.
person priest, So.
Might
Right?
get abducted though.
Right?
Give me a walk, no way.
Catch me at Radnor. No,
No.
but yeah, so I just kind of picked Nashville because I came here and it just felt, I mean, from what I've heard and what I experienced in 2021, not saying that COVID didn't exist, but it just felt like more of an open environment and state.
Right.
Loved the people. Everyone was so nice. I'd walk in a grocery store and someone would say, "Hi, how are you?" And like, I'd turn around, like, there's no way someone's saying that to me.
Don't get that in Southern California.
Yeah, no, you walk through, they give you the snake face.
Right, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
Get the hell on.
Yeah, why are you looking at me? But that was kind of the whole like idea, and I was like, you know what? I got laid off from my job. I worked in marketing for an energy drink because there was no field marketing. There was really nothing for me, no boyfriend, nothing. So why not just like pick up everything and move?
Move your whole life.
Move my whole life. And
Spontaneous.
I was at that point 23, I think. I'll be 27, so I think it was 23. And it was just like, I think the right age to kind of start over.
Right.
And yeah, it just kind of worked out.
And you feel like you made the right decision since you've been here though?
I think so. I think I grew up a lot. Like I said, I mean, I was 23 back then, but moving here, not knowing anybody, being on my own, living alone for, as long as I have, I feel like I've grown a lot and experienced a lot. And I would not move back to the city that I'm from. Like, no offense to the city, but it's just the whole growth experience is like really
right.
That makes me think of a conversation you and I had too about you got here what, 23, age 22, something?
Yeah, 23.
Yeah, I got here at 24. You're what, 30? I'm 29 now. And just kind of we kind of grew up here,
Right.
feels like this kind of like I feel like Nashville kind of like raised us or whatnot. So
Yeah.
I like
For sure.
that answer.
Yeah, and so you said you wouldn't move back to the area you're from, but I gotta say, right, I'm a huge San Diego, Pacific Beach kind of guy. Do you just mean the Southern California region in general, or the specific city
Okay, yeah.
where you're from?
I think very good point. When I mean I won't move back to the city, I'm just like specifically saying the city. Like if I have the opportunity to move to like San Diego, I would honestly probably go to San Diego County in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like financially and like whenever I want to like settle down and have a family and all of that, I can imagine being 2,000 miles away from my family. I could make it work if necessary, but I just kind of see myself settling down like on the coast, San Diego probably, but not so much like the county I'm from.
Right. So, that's interesting. Before we get into the topic today, you said something a bit interesting there. So you view Nashville as kind of a passing through city for you?
I didn't initially.
Right.
So that's what's funny is I never knew Nashville as like Nash Vegas or anything of that like type of city until I moved here. And then I should have known really because this is like bachelorette city, bachelor city, everything like that.
Right.
And then once I moved here and I started talking to people and meeting people, I'm like, wow, you're literally here for 2 days. That's ridiculous, So then I kind of saw it. I was like, this is definitely a party city. This isn't not necessarily somewhere I wouldn't settle down, like maybe Franklin, Brentwood, something of that nature. But as of like now, I don't see myself here long term.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting enough. I know I really grew up. I guess I don't know Carlicioso. That's what they call him. Do you have anything you'd like to add here, or would you want to go ahead and dive into the topic?
No, let's dive into the topic.
All right, guys. So the reason we're here today, right? So does the guy need to make it more obvious? And a couple questions I have around that'll help us navigate this conversation and hopefully try to come to a clear answer on that. Right. So I guess for me, it boils down to the first two questions it boils down to is, so should guys pursue women initially all the time, or is there an opportunity for women to pursue men? And what do you think? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about this.
On the spot, right out of the gate.
Before we start, why do y'all have more wine than I do?
I mean, we know you were lightweight.
Calm
Because
down.
we've been here before.
Yeah.
We know. Yeah, so with that, I don't know if men necessarily always have to make the first move.
Or pursue women initially, not
Pursue
necessarily
women
make the first
initially?
move. Yeah.
I feel
What's
like
your
that- I feel like that
this?
kinda goes
What's your
hand in
preference?
hand. My preference, I think I kind of go 50-50 with that, and I know you guys are really big on the whole 50-50 thing. But
We need to get a better definition of that 50-50, by the way.
Right, because it's been leading a lot of people the wrong way. But you admit that you've been watching the shows, though.
yes,
So it's
no,
like,
I'm an
yeah.
avid. I subscribe YouTube, Spotify, podcast.
This your point.
Apple.
Subscribe.
Yeah, so,
Link in bio. No, but I would say I'm kind of 50-50 with it. Like I'm not going to like sit here and say when I go out, I'm actively like pursuing speaking to like guys or getting to know people, this and that. There have been times where, a guy will walk by, I will initiate eye contact and be like, look at me, and hopefully they look at me,
no, you got him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's itching, folks.
Yeah, getting my panties in a while over here.
So, and then if, he looks at me or whatnot, hopefully, and I guess this kind of go hand in hand with your whole, should the guy make the first move? Because I'm hoping by eye contact, they come up to me. And I know that's what you're probably scratching about.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not enough, though, because I've had women make like first eye contact with me, and I may just have a stupid ass look on my face somewhere like, oh, this guy looks funny, or like he's kind of cute, but I ain't really trying to.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like that's happened before, and I approached a girl and damn near embarrassed myself because like she ain't even feeling it, and she over here like trying to inch away from him. Like, damn,
Right.
you just looked at me.
But I think that also can go with girls. Like, I mean, I know, not specifically, but no, I'm just kidding. Cut that out. Cut that out. No, but for girls, I feel like even if like I do make eye contact with a guy, that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I'm his type. Like he's gonna come talk to me. which I understand. And like vice versa, if a guy looks at me and like gives me some type of vibe, doesn't mean I'm gonna go talk to him. And I don't think it really is like up to the guy or the girl. You know, if I'm interested, I have been bold a good amount of times where if I see a guy and he's attractive and I like want to talk to him, I will straight up walk up to him.
And say what?
I mean, recently, 2023, I almost have to start with how old are you? Because a lot of these men look good and then they're 22, and that's crazy.
Is it though?
Yes.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Was he 22 and got everything, got the major parts of his life together? When you talk to him, he sounds like he's 30.
I mean,
Is that not judging a book by its cover?
100% is. Yeah.
Right. Let me reel this back real quick. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. I just want to ask, is there a certain like look that you give guys? Like, is it just like you see them, you just like looking them as they pass by?
Just like straight face?
Yeah, or you like looking them up and down like.
Yeah, because that's a good point. Because we as guys, a lot of girls will be like, oh yeah, like I was looking at you, you should know. But then sometimes it's like, no, I just looked at you because you walked in the building and you were in my eyesight. Like, how am I supposed to know?
I'm going to give the guys an insight of when a female looks at you. And I hope that our female listeners will understand and they will also know what I'm talking about. We call it the triangle.
Okay.
So what that is a female will look at you either left or right eye first, doesn't matter. They'll left eye you, right eye you, then they'll look at your lips and then back to whatever that eye they started at. And if they do that, then they're 100% like checking you out and they know that they've got you in that moment.
Okay, so give me that look right now so I understand what it is. Because that seems like a lot. And like how many seconds?
I kind of want to see it too.
Yeah. A triangle look in how many seconds? How many seconds does this occur? Like 1 second?
It's really not that long. It's like if you're speaking to me and I'm huge on eye contact, like.
We may think you twitching if it ain't quick. I mean, if it's quick.
Oh, yeah. I'm not like going like this.
Right. But we hadn't made it to the speaking point yet, though. I'm saying, okay. You know, if you're sitting at the bar and I walk in,
so
we're at least 30 feet
if we're staring at each other from across the bar, you're already staring at me, then I will like look at you from like one eye and the next eye to your lips and back at the other eye.
I'm into that.
And then then it's obvious like, oh, she's interested. Like she's literally just like gave me the whole. Females will understand.
Right.
They know the triangle look. It's all been used before.
So what's the look if we just happen to make weird eye contact and then that's it? Then what's that look?
If we just look at each other and make weird eye contact, then it's not the thing. Don't be coming up to it. Like
right, but what would that look like though?
Could you blame a brother for trying though? No,
not at all. No, I don't think I've ever been one where like if a guy comes up to me and talks to me, I just like I've never just turned away. Like I will like talk to you and have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, and even if it's like I'm not into you or the conversation's a fumble, I will never just be like, goodbye. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'll still talk to you and like entertain the conversation just like out of respect.
How long do they have?
Not very long.
Okay.
Right, because see, and that's an interesting point too. That's an interesting point too, because as a dude, right, there's so much societal pressure when you're talking to women in public, and it's like, how do I know you're just entertaining me because like you may be bored, you're just being nice, or like you're really into me? Like
I think it all depends. It's like I said, I'm so big on eye contact. I'm not going to say like the physical touch aspect because some people do and do not like to be touched. So, but like for some people, like the eye contact that you give that person you're speaking to at the bar, if the girl were to like touch your shoulder, that's huge. That's like.
Oh yeah, I know. At that point, yeah.
When they start doing the
or they say, "Oh, you're annoying." Oh yeah, bring it on home.
I forgot I was with the professionals.
No, we amateurs at this thing. That's why we had started the whole podcast, right? We wanted to get insight here.
So. I'm glad you said professionals because we damn near are. But anyway,
y'all read a book yet?
We're working on it. We're actually working on it. It's called The Dinner Bros Love. No,
but okay, so that's initially, right? So that's initial attraction. You know, I look at you, you look at me. Man. So here's what we say. You mind passing me your glass, brother? I'll help you out.
Bro, why are you trying to control? You making me seem like an alcoholic.
All right, you know what? See what happens. You try to help a brother, man. Anyway, keeping us back on track here. What I mean as far as, you know, so the initial attraction is there. The initial attraction is there. And, you know, we've gone on 2 or 3 dates. The question is, should the guy make it more obvious that he's into the girl after you've had those one-on-one interactions, after you've had those personal dates there?
I don't know if it's so much like make it more obvious. I feel like both parties in a relationship should show interest.
Now, this is before the relationship. Let's say.
No, I get that.
Okay.
So we go say our second date.
Right.
Okay, we went to brunch the first date. Second date, let's go get sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is. Okay. I would say in that sense, like both people should show interest, especially if like you both agree to the second date. I don't think it's so much the guy should show extra interest or try harder for it, but also from a female perspective, like I think it's almost natural for a female to be like, I wonder if this guy's interested, or give me something, or let me know that this is going in the same direction. Not saying that every female wants to like be in a relationship or be married or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
However, if I am putting myself in that position where I'm going to go on dates or I'm going to, see somebody, I want to make sure, A, is this going somewhere? B, are we just going to lunch? And then, because some men, not that they don't like realize it, but they could be having a fantastic time at sushi and they won't express any type of like outward emotion about it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
He's itching again.
I know. I'm really making him tweak out with every little thing I say.
Hold your horses,
yeah.
boy.
Rein it in, my guy. But yeah, I'm not saying that it's like any sort of like the man has to show more movement towards it. I think females too. Like if you feel some way about somebody, or if you feel like an itch about it, then
I see what you did there.
Play on words.
Yeah, kind of put that into motion, regardless of like if you're the male or the female. But I do think that males not like have a harder time about showing it or expressing it, but the females, in my perspective and personal, I would love to receive that.
Right.
Almost like a not like a safety feeling,
Mm-hmm.
but something of that.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's a safety net.
Yeah, it is. Stop lying to the folks. And we're going to keep it real on here.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. I'm going to call you out.
I'll be real.
All right, to my man Carlisa Yosa, you were itching to get on.
Yeah, it wasn't dang, I can't talk. Wasn't nothing too long or anything, but I think why like some guys don't show like a certain emotion, like or whatnot, or like show that they're like trying to like pursue you too much on a date. Like you have some girls like, oh man, like I think he's desperate or something like that, and
Bingo.
And if I'm lying, guys, y'all can tell me, but I don't think I'm lying. And we've talked about this before.
Ad nauseam.
But we can't come off like too desperate because then that runs the girl away
Mm-hmm.
and all this other stuff. So it's almost like we got to play it cool, and we don't want to do it. Or at least
you don't want to do it because I want to show you, hey, I'm all about you. I'm having a great time. Like I want to continue this.
Yeah.
But you got to walk that line, though.
Mm-hmm.
You got to walk that line.
And the thing is, in lack of better terms, I don't necessarily mean this, but it's almost like a game. In a sense, like we got to play it right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, we just can't run anybody off because we will do it and we will be talked about. So you ain't about to talk to your friends about me.
Ain't gonna get to me.
I swear to God, you know.
Hey, but no, that's a great point though, because it's like again, you're walking that line because you said, oh well, like he's too desperate or too available.
Mm.
I think that's what they say, right? Oh, he's too into me too fast, and it's like when you ask most women, I feel like that's what they want though. If it's from the right guy.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And so it's like, how do you find that happy medium? Or I've been out with him 2 or 3 times. He's not showing me enough attention. My first question is, are you showing him enough? Because you said a good point. Give me something. I'm like, as a dude, give me something. And we said it's going to be 50-50.
Nah.
But hey, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Now, you know what you're talking about.
Maybe
now.
not.
I'm with you when you're right now.
Yeah.
I'm with you when you're right. But you have anything to say about that, Miss? I can't even say your last name, Miss Jolie. I need to lay off the wine already, man.
That's crazy. You know me 2 years. You don't even know how to say my name.
All right, so the next point here, right? So we've had, you said it should be more so 50-50. Right, that was your answer?
Sure, yeah.
But that was your answer, I guess, to the broader group. But personally, you would feel more comfortable if that came from the guy.
Yeah, I said that I would prefer I
I'm
would
talking
prefer
about 50-50, like as an effort.
As far as the guy, yeah, the
As
guy making it
effort.
more obvious that
Okay,
he's
okay,
into you.
As
Has it,
effort.
and has it also been your experience here in Nashville?
I would say here in Nashville, when it comes to like men that I'm interested in, a majority of it has been like their pursuing of me. But I mean, I could say there's a couple people where I have seen them or I've gotten their information from meeting them at the bar or whatnot, and I have made the first move. And
Interesting. Does that mean you're more interested in the guys? Does that mean you're more interested in the guys that you made the first move on versus the guys that made the first move on
no,
you?
not necessarily at all. No, no.
So it's not a direct correlation there.
I don't know. I don't think so because there have been guys that like have made, contact with me. And even if I haven't seen it, like say that they like DM me and I've never seen it for months and months and months. And then
DM purgatory.
Oh,
Had to be some of y'all.
Yeah.
But better y'all than me.
yeah. So, in that sense, I never knew about this person or whatnot, saw them at the bar, and then realized that they've been in like DM purgatory for months. And I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Like,
Should we educate the folks on what DM purgatory is?
let's go ahead and do it.
Okay, so DM purgatory, guys. Instagram came out with this feature, I want to say, about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe, where if you follow somebody and they don't follow you back,
It's just a request.
right, and you try to send them a DM, it goes to their request. And, in my limited experience, 90% of the girls don't actively look at their requests. So you just, so you say not more than 90%?
Never mind.
So then you go to the area what I call purgatory. And you see her out 3 years later. You're like, oh, hey, so-and-so. And it's like, your message been in there for 3 years, my guy.
I don't care. Nobody. Them girls saw that damn DM.
They saw it in the request.
Not all of them.
You ain't playing that? Are you willing to pull up your request right now?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Bring me my phone, somebody.
No, you know what,
we feelings hurt out there.
Yeah. And we want to stay on topic. This is going to go to a wide audience here. We want to stay on topic.
Man. But we need to get that trademark of some DM purgatory.
DM purgatory?
Yeah, there's going to be some folks trying to steal that.
It will be.
It came
It's a
from
pretty
you, but it
good
came from us.
Yeah, we got a lot of shit came from you. But still though, so you think for the larger group, it could be anybody that makes it more obvious, whether it be the male or the female. But in your experience, it's been mostly the male that's made it more obvious. And then in some occasions, you made it more obvious from the female perspective. Let me ask you this.
I think so.
For those relationships or situationships, which one has had a better success rate? Meaning you actually enjoyed your time with the person. And if it ended, right, it had a nice, respectful end, very amicable there. What?
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, Miss Kostiuk.
Kostiuk. Yeah,
Okay, I got
Kostiuk.
it.
Is that a stumper?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like Kostiuk. There we go. I got it.
I would say for me personally, I don't want to say it's 50-50. It's probably like 75-25. And from the perspective that like the guy pursuing me first is 75. Or 60-40. We'll go that. And, I think my most consistent has been from that perspective. But I've also had, a relationship or a friendship or whatnot where I pursued something first. And not necessarily that, like just friendship wise, like I completely friend zoned and then
Like you friend zone them or they friend zone
I
you?
friend zoned them.
Well, I said, I'm just curious. Well, what are some reasons you make friends on somebody?
Friend zone somebody or this person?
That person, I guess, my bad.
I would just say situational.
Okay.
Just the way I met them and
I'm messy.
who I met.
so
Yeah, I don't want to get too crazy with it, but the way I met them and the groups I was with and just kind of who we were all together, I kind of like friend zoned that person because I was like, oh my god, I love them, such a cool friend, whatever, don't want to ruin it. And then I started texting them a little bit more and whatnot. I guess it technically kind of came from him because then he kept asking if he could take me out to dinner and whatnot. And I said, no, like whatever. And then I said, yeah. So I guess technically it's 100%.
Yeah.
it's 100% him. Now that I'm doing the girl math in my head, it is 100% probably.
Yeah, the girl math is crazy.
The girl math
The
crazy
percentages
because
is.
now I'm doing it and I'm like,
If it's been 10 guys, if it's been 10 instances and there was
Yeah.
10 guys, that's
Let
10
me-
out of 10. That's
It's different when you
100%.
talk through it.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's
We
different
actually
when
put
you talk
pen to
through
paper
it.
and start
Yeah,
looking at
like,
numbers.
wait, let me
Yeah,
get
we
the-
heard 60-40. Now I'm hearing 100%.
yeah, let me get the calculator out because something ain't added up.
The math ain't math.
No, it
At
really is
all.
not. It's really not. And then, I was like, okay, fine, let's go get dinner, whatever. And then it ended up was like, wow, this is really fun. You're actually cool. Hung out, dated them for a little bit, and then it just like fizzled out. People left cities and whatnot, and it just didn't work out. But so I guess kind of I completely contradicted myself because I didn't know how to do the math in my head. And 100%, yes, the man should.
Welcome to the Dinner Bros.
Yes,
This is what we do here. This is what we do here. We put people in a twister.
God.
We put people in a twister.
I do have a question. I'm gonna take it back to the first topic though, real quick.
Okay.
Don't hate me, Corey.
What do you do? What do you do?
Really
back in.
Yeah, really back in. So we were talking about the triangle and whatnot. Kind of, I don't know the whole look aspect of it, left, right, down, up, all that. I know there ain't no triangle, but what if a guy
Triangle.
did that? Okay, y'all do all that?
I'd probably pass out.
No. So a guy can't do that to you.
No, 100%. Do it.
To give you the look.
Do it. Okay, yeah. Dating advice. Do it. I would say, no, honestly, if you were to go out to the bar and as a female or a man, like, I just say, like, females, I think, know the whole triangle more than the man. But if you were to, like, look at a girl, and every guy has the same look. They have their same little, they soften the eyes. They kind of give themselves the lean. Like, they give that sultry look. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Is
You
that
guys-
stereotyping men?
everyone. Did I said everyone.
No, you said every guy.
Oh, everyone.
Yeah, I listen
Male,
very
female.
well, man.
Yeah, you got ears like an
I listen
elephant.
very well.
Yeah.
This guy, echolocation.
Yeah.
So,
Killer whale.
So what I'm saying is, if you're a male or a female and you do the triangle look, like, guaranteed, if anything minimum, you will get a conversation out of that person.
Okay.
Maybe Offset, teach me how to do the triangle. Because I love to know
Yeah.
like what that looks like and to make sure like I'm not looking kind of like robotic when I do it.
Nah, I'm gonna let you do that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Did you get your point answered back? I know you wanted to backtrack a
Well,
little
I was gonna ask, like, how would she prefer a man to, like, just initiate the first, like?
So I think it depends, and obviously you're not going to know this just by seeing a girl what she prefers.
Mhm.
But I think for me personally, I'm such a like
Not that I ever had a problem in this department. I'm asking.
relax. No, but I'm saying like I'm not saying like I'm headstrong or I'm like very like this is what I want, whatever.
Mhm.
But I do like when if I make eye contact with a guy and he like even from like literally across the bar, we can be 50 feet away, and if we lock eyes from across the bar and he does the whole eye thing towards me, and even if he turns around, I will be thinking about him until I leave the bar.
Mm.
Where is he at?
So
Why?
how fast does he need to come?
Where is he at? Why did he look at me like that? Let me see the whole fit. Let me see what he looks like.
right.
Let
He
me
at least
talk
got
to
you
him.
think. He at least got you
He's
thinking.
in my head.
Yeah, rent free at that point.
Rent free. He ain't paying shit.
No matter what going on.
Oh no, he's not paying shit. He's in there,
Yeah.
frontal lobe. And I think that's just kind of what it is. Like, and then I'm sure even as a guy, if you made eye contact with a girl 50 feet away, she looked at you some type of way, and then she went like this and like turned around.
We know what time it is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a bit too dramatic for me though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing.
No.
But what's the first thing that you notice about a guy besides like the looks? I don't care what anybody say. Everybody notices the looks first, but so let's just
What do you
say
mean look like
like
the
just
first thing? Oh, like just face?
yeah. Besides that, outside of that, like the smile and everything. What's the first? If a guy was walking up to you, what's the first thing you notice about him? If it's gonna
Okay,
be a
this is
pass or
really
not?
this is big, and this might be so weird, and like people might judge me for it, but when I say like the person's fit,
Mhm.
like I'm not saying you need to dress to the nine. I honestly I don't want to see Gucci, Louis, like I don't want to see any of that.
Probably fake anyway.
But also, don't let me catch you being 30 years old wearing a Hurley t-shirt.
You gonna
Okay.
offend a lot of people here.
I
we
apologize.
talked about that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Hey, look, I'm
I'm
not saying I
sorry.
necessarily disagree, but coming from Southern California, Orange County
I feel like-
specifically, I mean, you done seen a lot of them out there
And
now,
I
right?
feel like coming from Orange County specifically, I feel like I have a lot more of a say about it since it's Orange County.
Right.
But like, there's just something about it. Like, I shouldn't see a 30-year-old wearing a Volcom or Hurley, and I know
Or
that's like,
Billabong.
yeah, and I don't want it to seem like it's.
Is that just status in life though?
No, not really. A
No,
lot of
I
those, a
think
lot of those dudes actually have money. But let me ask you this: what if he
Yeah.
was like a real deal, like surfer every day? That's all he did. He made millions.
I
And
don't
he lived
know,
that
and I
lifestyle.
don't even want to say it's like a whole
I
like.
guess is what I meant by status too, like who you are, money you're making. Goes.
Yeah, you could be a pro surfer.
Yeah.
I totally, and like you're sponsored by Billabong. Like I totally get it.
Mhm.
And I know that sounds like that honestly does sound shallow, like what they're wearing, the brands they're wearing. And I don't mean it like that. I'm just meaning more for like a put together sense.
Mhm.
You know, like I know so many people who have like wear those brands. Like I wore those brands up to like probably 14 years old, like growing up where I grew up. It's just it gives like a grown up stance, like. You know, the Calvin Klein, like basic, like that's cool. That's a basic shirt. You could wear that
Totally
anywhere. You could.
I'm,
You're
I'm
not
playing.
basic.
I'm playing. Thank you.
But I'm just saying, like, you could wear that to dinner tonight. You can wear that to breakfast. You know, you can't wear the Volcom shirt to dinner or breakfast. Versatile wise, I don't know. And I don't want to say, like, the first time I see somebody, my biggest thing is, like, obviously, I'm huge on eye contact. And I know I've said that already tonight. But, like, make eye contact with me. And then your smile. Like, I want it to be, like, intriguing. I want you to draw me in.
Mhm.
And then after that, if I'm not speaking to you and I don't really know you, then I'm obviously gonna like scan you and look and see what you're wearing.
Yeah. No, but I like that answer because I was telling you I had a friend one time. I'm like, man, we almost 30 years old, man. It's time to take these
The graphic tees,
the graphic tees off, man.
the
We
graphic
almost
tees
30,
from
man.
Route 21.
Right?
Yeah, man. Go.
Like, why are you
go to
wearing
Banana
Iron Man?
Republic. Put on. Yeah. Hold on.
Iron
You
Man
said
20
Iron Man?
Okay, we love Iron Man. We love Marvel. I get
Yeah,
it.
I love
Yeah,
Marvel.
you
Okay.
watch that in the clothes room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm playing with you.
Closed doors.
Right, but keeping us
Lights
back
off.
on track here, I know you guys have probably been interested to know our answer on this. I'm going to loop this into the third
Director said no.
and final point here, and that's fine. I figured it'd cause a lot of ruffles here. So the third question is it fair to look at who has more going on in life
Mhm.
and the other person be the one to pursue? You guys want to know what I mean? I bet you do. Let me paint a scenario for you. So let's say my name's Corey. I'm a neurosurgeon. So I have the professional part of my life figured out, right? Let's assume, for the sake of this equation, I was an attractive male. I had no kids. Like I said, already
Very
have.
attractive, by the way.
I appreciate that, but we just,
I know.
not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But we want to put it out there for the example. And let's say, and for the sake, let's say Corey's 30. In walks a girl, 26, 27, been in the professional world 3 to 4 years. Maybe she's, an entry level analyst. Nothing wrong with that. Got some things going on for herself. But the neurosurgeon, for all intents and purposes, is right here.
Mm-hmm.
And she's here. In this example, let's also say she was the one who kind of initially made the eye contact. Maybe they met on a dating app, right? She liked him.
Mm-hmm.
From my perspective, I'm looking at, hey, this brother got it going on. He gonna have folks lined up to pursue him. In that case, I feel like the female should make it more obvious. You should be explaining to me why I should allow you to come in my life and disrupt what I got going on.
Take it from here, man.
Go ahead.
And this
Go ahead. And that might ruffle a lot of people, but hey, that's real talk. But go ahead.
And I'm just gonna speak and what I've seen here in Nashville because I feel like everybody has an image to uphold,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm gonna say, man, I don't even care. I know y'all like to cut me out the scene a lot because for the stuff I say, but I don't care today. But you have these young women. They love older men. I know plenty of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And they want a certain amount of money and everything like that. And they want their men to take care. I'm not saying this, I know I'm looking at you, but they want their men to take care of them or whatnot. I think they need to make it more obvious. If you want that lifestyle, you want this type of lifestyle, you want the money, you want to live galore, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they need to make it more obvious.
You want the glitz and glamour.
Yeah,
and anytime I get a chance to say this, I will say that I'm a believer. The Bible says, "You ask not, you have not."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that men should also show the interest in that. And I don't think men always, even if you're in a relationship, men don't always give females the recognition of, I want you to say that. And I'm not saying like females have to know or you have to tell a female how you feel. Like, hey, even if it's like my love language is words of affirmation for a man, you shouldn't have to tell like your partner, hey, my love language is like words of affirmation. Like, I agree. Women should be like, you look really handsome today. Or like the same things that men should say, just little things. Even if it's like your girlfriend's going to work, you look beautiful. Have a great day at work. You know, that you look beautiful at 7 a.m. I'm going to hold until 9 p.m. that night. Like, oh my God, he noticed.
That's major.
And I think that's major. And I think it's the same for men as much as they don't express it or they don't want it. I saw this like tweet probably 4 years ago where it's like men only get funerals on their flowers on their funerals. And like, I know that's like kind of a morbid sentence to say, but like that's huge. And like, it really struck something in me. So like that Father's Day, I sent flowers to my dad. He called me crying. And it's like, my dad does not cry.
Right.
That motherfucker's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't show emotion. And it kind of just like opened my eyes to like the way that men need that emotional attachment to anybody, men, female, it doesn't matter, platonic, romantic. But I also think that that kind of like, if a woman were to say, hey, you look handsome today, goes, oh, thanks, you know, kind of be like, thank you, I appreciate that. And then it kind of gives that female like, oh, he likes to hear that, or he appreciates hearing that. And like I said, it's not so much the fact where like you have to really show expression and to tell them like, this is what I want to hear. But then, like I said, as a female, we're so much in our heads about relationships and settling down and who we want to talk to and who we spend our time with. So it's like, oh, if he's not giving me interaction about even me complimenting him in that sense, it's like he doesn't care that I just said that.
Well, so let's reel it back in, right? Because we're talking about, so say you've been on a date with a guy that's, you know, you've been on 2 or 3 dates with a guy, and you know, again, you talk about the image to uphold. And generally speaking, you know whether either the male or the female has like more going on for them in life. Do you feel that inherent pressure to say, okay, like I got to pursue this because he's probably got more options out there, and if I don't scoop him up, somebody else will? Like, is it on me to make a move then? Me as in you?
Yeah. No, yeah. So, I mean, personally, I've been in the situation where I've talked to or been in relations with somebody who is of a much higher caliber of myself. And just like his profession and just what he did for like life in general, I knew that he knew people. Everybody knew who he was. I mean, he probably had a whole list of girls that he was either dating or talking to or whatever.
Right.
And I kind of
for a spot.
low key, no, but it was almost to that effect where it's like, I also had to pick and choose, like, okay, is this like something that I want to do? Do I want to like, do I like this person enough to like fight for the spot or like make myself known in the situation
to compete?
Honestly, compete. Yeah. Right. It's like, do I like him enough to compete the other 15 girls that I know are definitely not in DM purgatory? Like they're in his contacts. They're in both phones that this guy got. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just kind of like goes back to, I think it depends on the person. And if you really feel for that person, like I'm going to fight for it. And
so in that situation, did you compete?
I competed for a little bit. And I mean, in that sense, I feel like him and I could both probably express, like, I'm not saying I was number one, but I was probably pretty close to the number one spot. You know what I mean? And I know
you was in the starting 5.
I was sorry.
Like you might not have been LeBron, but you was Kyrie.
I mean, I was probably top 2, not number 2.
Right.
Kobe then.
Well, you just said you were at the top.
I know, but I wanted to say that. So
right.
Top 2.
Everybody got an image to uphold. We get it.
Amen. Yeah. And I'm proud of it. I do.
Don't let him harass you.
No, but he wasn't expecting hearing that. I'll tell you that right now. So no, I was probably like top 3, top 2 probably. But then, like I said, that person, like for work, they had to leave the state, go somewhere else. And then where they're at now, I'm like, it just wouldn't work. And I just couldn't knowing that there's probably a couple of us here now, there's like where they're at now, the amount of, you know, options and talent.
Right.
It's just not, it's exhausting at that point. You know what I mean? And I feel like at this age, I mean, I'm only 26, I'll be 27, but it's not so much that I'm like fighting for a relationship or like fighting for something. Cause like I said, I don't know if I want to settle down here. I don't know if I want to stay here. So I'm not like actively pursuing something like that. But I do know that I'm not in that position where I'm not going to compete with everybody else. You either want me or you don't want me.
You made a good point, though. I know you were talking about
Here we go. Oh, struck a nerve.
Go ahead.
No, you just go ahead and start.
How about you go ahead, pour me a glass, because this is gonna hurt.
Well, you know, we get a little low here, but I'm not going to compete. But yes or no, you expect the guy to compete because he knows that other guys are wanting to be where he wants to be, right? Just yes or no. And when you think about, when you take that pause and think about it, I know you want to be deceptive.
This guy's crazy.
Right.
Imagine how I feel. I work with him. I'm playing. Not really.
You said I want guys to compete?
Yeah, you want him to compete for you.
I think it's like when it's the person that you enjoy being with and speaking to and whatnot, you don't want them to compete. You want them to just be that person. And it's like...
But being that person is inherently competing, is it not?
I don't think so. No, if I were to say something or if I were to be like, I'm not going to compete, you either want me or you don't want me, that in my eyes is not being like, you either want me or you don't want me. However, I have 3 guys on my roster that I'm like, you know what I mean? Like that's not the same thing. You either want me or you don't want me. And if you say you want me, I'm yours.
Right, but that doesn't mean you have to say it though. You either want me or you don't.
No, I'm not going to verbally say it.
Yeah, right. But still, that doesn't make it any less true because you don't verbally say it though. So you say you either want me or you don't want me. Not that means that there's other people over here that want me. But let's just be honest.
But that's the same for everyone. If it's like I say to you, you want me or you don't want me. I could have 3 guys behind me and you could have 5 girls behind you. 100%.
Right. So the point is, if you could have 5 guys behind you, I could have 3 girls behind me. And then you said, I don't want to be in a position where I feel like I'm competing. Do you not want the man to compete? I feel like he has to compete?
I don't.
Okay.
I want you to be like, me, you're right, me either. Let's not compete.
Maybe
and let's just
use another
hold
word
hands.
instead of compete, fight. Because I know women use the word fight.
Explain the difference.
No, not fight. No, I don't mean like throw hands.
What do you guys do at title?
I don't mean fight like throw hands. I'm just saying like compete and fight. I feel like those terms mean the same thing when you're like in a relationship. And so, you're like, you're not fighting for me. Like, so for example, this is what I mean. Let's say you got Corey and I. We're trying to be with you. All right. Corey's not really doing what you want him to do. You want somebody to call you beautiful, want somebody to take you out all the time.
Open my door.
Yeah, open your door. So I'm doing all this for you or whatnot. He's not. But you're more attracted to him. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. Like he's not fighting for you. So yeah. I guess that's what he means like by compete. So you don't want that? Like that
if I were, okay, so you were calling me beautiful, opening my door, mm-hmm. whatever it is.
Which I was by the way. No, I'm playing.
Nah, I ain't playing. There's sometimes when it ain't feasible. If it's raining, if it's raining cats and dogs outside, I gotta open your door. Then walk across the other side of the car to open my door. You get your own door.
I guess
no, because sometimes guys go out of their way to be very inconvenient for hold the door. Or that's cool. It happens. Or
you're very beautiful by the way. I was just playing.
Or if we're getting ready, to walk into a restaurant, it just so happens to be maybe the side of the girl gets out on is different than the side of the car the guy gets out on. You're 15 feet in front of me. I'm not about to sprint to go open the door. It's just like having social awareness. That's the thing.
I would say this. Usually we on the same page, but I'm gonna have to jump off this page.
And that's fine.
Yeah, we got to put a bookmark in this page because what?
Because like me last time I was, well, not even the last time I was home, but I always open like I'm real close with my mom, one of my aunts, and my grandma. Very close for them. I don't feel like they should ever touch a door. You feel me?
Right.
And so last time I was home, raining, All right, my grandma she walks slow as hell.
Mm-hmm.
It takes forever getting the damn car. Even though I'm like mad as hell, like, well, we need to hurry the hell up.
Right.
I still go over there, get rained on and whatnot. Open her little door, let her get.
Let me paint it. See again. So you guys taking it out of context. 95% of the
Well, I
time,
was just
I'm
speaking
gonna
on
open the
that.
door. Now let me ask you. Let me paint you this picture here. We're leaving Target. It's raining cats and dogs outside. We decide not to take a sharpened car outside to the buggy. You got 5 bags in your hand. You got 5 bags in your hand. Is the expectation to come running out of Target to the car, set the bags down, go to the opposite side of the car, open the door, go back,
Not
put
in a
the
situation like that.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's
That's what I'm saying. Have social awareness. 90 to 95% of the time, I will open the door, but there are some times where it's just not feasible considering the situation.
And that's fine. And that's not even the argument. If it's raining cats and dogs, there's a tornado outside, don't open my door.
Yeah, for sure.
Not a big
Sometimes
deal.
you
I'm not
can
gonna
open the
cry
door.
about it.
Right.
If anything, I'm gonna run faster than you. I'm trying to get in the car. And like
So the hair
that's
don't get wet.
yeah,
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
She's $1,000.
No, I'm just saying because a lot of times people, girls say, "Oh, I don't ever need to touch the car door." And I'm like, "Hey, baby, sometimes you gonna have to touch
No,
that
and
door,
I don't-
depending on what it's."
Also, I think that also has to do with like where you like have grown up and
I'm from
where
Alabama,
you live.
baby.
And that you should be opening doors and
Not 100% of the time.
I'm gonna tell you something. But I'm from California and it's never been like I've never been in a situation where it's like I should never touch a door.
Mhm.
Like I just didn't grow up that way. Like I don't know if it's like a California or if it's just like the way I was raised. I was raised very independent. Like what you want, you do. And I'm not saying like what you want. If you want to open your door, open your door. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like I've never been raised in the way where it's like expect anything to be given to you or like happen for you. And I think that's just kind of the way you grow, like the way you've been raised, like the whole, not even generational or like geographical, but like, yeah, girls who probably say like, I should never open a door. They're probably from like Alabama or I can't even think of a state where they have that. Give me a southern state that they
Itching
do that.
again.
No, I ain't really.
Yeah.
I'm just 88, whatever you call it. But anyway, no, I do it. This damn wine getting to
You
me.
made it your own disorder.
Yeah, ADD, ADHD. But what I will say, no, I agree. It does kind of depend on like where you grow up, how you grew up, who raised you, all that good stuff. Because me, I'm just gonna be a whole lot. The Lord still, as you said, the Lord's still working on me. I know I'm not like the most emotionally available, and so I try to do like little stuff, like open doors for women to just make them feel special. Because it really is like the little stuff that makes women feel special or whatnot. So I'll try to do little things like that, and just hopefully it just outweighs my emotional availability or whatnot. But
You open a door so then a girl doesn't have to ask how you're doing today.
no. As far as like, because I'm not the best at like explaining like my feelings or anything. Like I don't like talking about it, and that can be another.
You're showing your more like emotional, like loving side by doing. You're an acts of service type of man.
Boom, there you go.
That's
See,
what you are.
I'm not good with words now.
I've already psychologically, you are acts of service.
Thank you.
So, reeling us back in here, I know those are the subtopics that we had there. So I want to know, right? So kind of closing us out here. So you said, the question is, does the guy need to make it more obvious? So it sounds like your answer was a bit different, right? And your personal preference, you've done really well when a guy has made it more obvious that he was into you. But in the same breath, you also believe that taking you out of the equation, right? It can be 50-50 with the woman or the man. It doesn't necessarily, isn't that one rule fits all?
Yeah, I think that when it comes to like showing interest and like pursuing of a relationship, like platonic or romantic, I think personally it's been more successful for me from a man's perspective. And that could be all y'all have an image to uphold and whatnot. But in my head, I would just not prefer it, but I would feel better about like a man coming up to me just in case of that idea of rejection.
So you would prefer it?
Yeah, and I think that also just, like I said, I said that.
No, you didn't. You said I wouldn't prefer it, but I would feel more comfortable. So basically what you're saying is bullshit.
So I'm just saying, and I also think it has to come with like I'm coming from West Coast, and I think everybody can agree when it comes to like West Coast, East Coast, South, North, there is different versions of like pretty and beautiful and all of that.
That is true.
I know, as a female, I know. So it's like I could be like a California 7, and then I could be like a Tennessee 8, 9, you know? But then I went to Alabama for a weekend, and I said, damn, I'm an Alabama 5. Like, I see things here and there.
You're probably a 10, by the way, in Alabama.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The girls I saw, let me tell you, those girls were, I said, damn. No, but what I'm saying is it's like, I think it's just like very much territorial and whatnot. So like from my head, just being, and I've traveled to like 22 different countries and just like seeing the different type of people and the whole image to uphold thing. And for me personally, I don't know if it's like an insecurity thing. I would prefer the man to come up and talk to me first. But in the same breath, I'm not afraid to go and communicate to the man first.
Yeah.
At all.
I would say most women would agree with that, though. Most women would feel comfortable with the man making it more obvious. In my experience and the questions I've asked.
Yeah, and I think the older I get and the more that I've lived in a city where it's like longer I've lived here and like been independent and on my own, I'm not afraid to go out of my comfort zone and like talk to people or try something new and like get rejected. It's like, I'm never going to see you again. Like, I really don't care.
Like an old head once told me.
Don't cost a thing to find out.
But yeah, like, I mean, I guess I would say 50-50, but in the same breath.
Yeah. Did you ever have a chance to answer the question, Ron? What do you think before we close?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm on this one. What was the question?
The question is like, do you think it's exclusively on the guy to make it more obvious that like he's into a girl after they've been on a few days?
Me, I say yes, and the reason why I say that is just like based off my experience or whatnot. And I know I mentioned like, hey, like I thought a girl was like looking at me, blah, blah, blah. And I went up there and basically got denied, like, I wasn't looking at you like that. And I'm like, damn, that hurts. But I just think women would respect it more and give you more of a chance of like hanging on to that. Oh, like he had the balls enough to like come talk to me instead of like me like going to him and having to start everything because like he can't handle nothing. Like it looks like I'm gonna be doing all the talking and whatever we're doing and whatnot. So I think a guy should approach a female or a woman
and
make it more obvious.
It's like for me, and some people might disagree, but I personally think that I'm very dominant in like my personal life. Like I speak out. I have no issue saying what I want to say. Like most people say, I don't think before I speak, and I know that's like red flag, but like whatever. But when it comes to relationships, I want to be like the submissive. I want to be the one where I turn my brain off and like whatever you say, like let's
go do.
Y'all gotta
start doing that, by the way.
I think that's such a green flag.
Right. I would disagree with you on that.
I think it's such a green flag. If I were to find a man and be able to just turn my brain off and just trust and follow you everywhere, I think that's so like that shows so much of like the man and like one, it's like a trust aspect. Like I trust you to like one, take care of me and steer me right. But it's also like I have no care in the world. Like I'm just happy to be with you and I'm just excited to like be in your call me up and say, let's go get my prescription at CVS and I'm excited. Let's hop in the car and then drop me off at home. I'm totally cool with that.
I'm about to take us off subject real quick. This is kind of off topic, but on topic. When we talking about turning brains off, let me just ask you this one question.
Go ahead.
Let's just say we're in the restaurant, all right? The door is facing this way. The way we're looking right now, the door is facing this way. They
so the door right, the camera is the door facing me.
Yeah, the camera's the door right there.
Okay.
All right. Where the hell are you sitting at? You want to turn your brain?
My back is to the door, and you are facing the door.
Okay. Thank you. I just needed some people to hear that and see that.
My back is to the door because I am gonna have in my head if a threat were to come into the restaurant, you aren't gonna duck under the table. You're gonna find either the best way to get out of the situation or some way to see an issue and attend.
Man, sometimes ducking under the table might be the best way to get out.
And then. Ladies, if they do duck on the table and you sit there with your head up, dump his ass. Thank you.
Hey, no. See, here's what y'all understand. No. Because what y'all don't understand is sometimes things happen so fast in life and there's not, I tell any girl that's involved with me, look, I got a propensity. I understand where danger's coming from. I've been wired to I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. If you see me in a situation and I run, don't ask me shit. Follow me.
Yo,
I don't have time to tell
I
you.
get that. But
I don't. No.
I
I don't
apologize.
have time to tell you where we're going or what's going on. When I stop running, then we can talk. Follow me.
And that goes hand in hand with the I'm turning my brain off. I'm not going to ask you where you're going. If you say run,
Well, no, I don't say run. I do it. So if I hide under the table, you do it. Don't dump me. You
well,
do
maybe
it.
keep in your head now.
Don't dump
Yeah,
me.
you do it. You follow me. You follow me.
Please don't dump me.
You follow me. Remember what we talked about in a previous episode? All those questions. We ain't got time for that. Follow me.
Yeah, I get that. But maybe in some sense, if you see a gunman walk in,
You know how
and I'm not gonna say because we don't know the situation. We don't know if you're gonna be a deer in the headlights, if you're gonna go down.
as most
If you
people
have
would.
the ability to say gun, bleep, get under the table, like gun. If you say that, I'm gonna get under the table. If
You
I
got
see
something
you,
to hold?
I'm
Yeah.
not.
God, he didn't have to be you, but better you than me.
Oh
Oh
God.
my god! But if you just get under the table, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
See what I'm talking about? That little pause right there is a pause between life and death. Happened
Okay,
in a
well
quick
now I
second.
know if I'm ever with these two
But
and there's an
and-
apocalypse,
and
you
that's
see
what I
me
mean.
under a table,
yeah,
And that's
mind your business.
And that's what I mean. Like, you don't turn your brain off. Like, be carefree.
What? Turn your brain off like
I-
dumb.
Some people literally turn their brain off.
Well, then
Hey,
you need to not be with some people.
what if you love them?
That's cute.
All right, keeping us back on track here. You guys have heard both of their answers, right? They said that it should probably be more on the guy. You said in your experience, it's been best with the guy,
been
right?
best
You've been
with the guy.
more comfortable from that, so that's probably
It
what
has
you
been
lean
successful from my perspective
as well.
as well.
But most of the
But
time,
in-
and your preference,
I would say most recently, the man, yes.
right? And so I'm gonna give a bit of a controversial answer, right? I'm gonna go back to point number 3. I think personally, it's all about the person who initiated the first reach out. I think that person should probably be more on the offense, and I also think that, in the same breath, the person who probably has more going on in life, right, and necessarily doesn't need to couple or need to partner, and you could understand, oh, this person has a lot on their bench, then I probably need to step up to the game and be like, I need to make that more obvious. As always, we'd be very interested to hear what you guys have to say, right, in the comments, in the chat room, the comment section on YouTube, right? I'm pretty sure we'll put this on the Facebook group. You've been a great guest to come on today and help us navigate through this conversation, right? As we're wrapping up with final words. Carlicioso, you got anything else you want to
Yeah, I
add
just
here?
want to go ahead and like preface something. Earlier we were speaking on like who should show more interest, and I know I mentioned like females should show more interest in a male if like he is at a higher level, but
Right.
it should be vice versa as well. So
Correct.
I don't need no clap back. I know we were just
Yeah, for
touching
sure.
on that.
For
But
sure.
it-
That just happened to be the example.
Yeah, that just happened to be an example. So I don't feel any type of way about that. It should be vice versa, and but always respect yourself. Don't let nobody just like dog you out here.
Right. Don't be anybody's doormat out here, right? We can't have that.
Yeah.
But no, that kind of wraps us up here. Again, right, if you guys have any comments, we'd love to see it in the comment section. Right, we'll be on YouTube, Facebook, streaming now on Spotify and Apple as well. So, but, right, as always, until next time, peace.